From John Ryan Stadium in Metairie, Crescent City Sports presents the championship game of the second year of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. As this evening, the Cypress Physical Therapy Bulldogs of Lutcher take on the River Ridge Patriots of John Curtis Christian. And a pleasant good evening to you, Ken Trahan, on a warm evening here in Metairie. Joined by a host of outstanding characters, including our two comrades from CrescentCitySports.com, Lenny Van Gilder and Jude Young. Of course, our crew, including Matt and Chip Merritt, and the originator and creator of this league, our good and great friend Frank Cazzo of Archbishop Rummel High School. So great to be here for year two of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. Jude, first and foremost, I know this has been really good. 17 teams, year two. You can say nothing other than this has been a real success.
No doubt about it, and it's great to be able to serve the baseball community on the high school level with a league like this, because we have such a rich tradition going back well before we were all born, as having these summer leagues available with school-based teams being able to develop. And obviously that was at risk with so many different factors happening in the last few years. And Frank Cazzo able to suggest to us to get involved in this is a blessing, because we're able to serve the community in ways that we always like to do, particularly when it comes to high school sports.
Well, you invoke the name of Cazzo. We'll save the best for last. We'll go to Lenny and let Lenny.
I thought I had to talk about Frank too.
You're a warm-up act. Well, you know a little bit about him. You actually were in school when he was in school. So you knew him when he looked young and he acted young.
Yeah.
Well, what was he like then, by the way?
Oh no, he was older than us, so it was all right. But that's all right. We can give him grief. Anyhow, look, it's a great atmosphere. It's been good baseball all summer long, culminating I should say. I'll get it right. And what we've got here this evening in a championship game, and I hope we've got 1/10 of the championship game that we had a year ago, which was as good a baseball as I think we saw all summer when it was Jesuit-based Retief Oil beating the River Ridge Patriots in 9 innings last year in what turned out to be a great championship game. And look, we've got two teams really playing very well here at the end of the year with a chance to win a championship tonight.
Frank Cazzo with us as well, and we're happy to have Frank because he's the reason we're here. He conceived the idea, created the idea, and then saw it to fruition.
Well, he'd rather be in the one of the dugouts tonight.
He'd rather be in one of the dugouts.
Absolutely.
But he blew it again, so that's it's all his fault. It goes without saying. Just kidding. Frank, appreciate you very much. Great to have you with us tonight, and obviously it has to feel pretty good to see what this has become, right?
Well, it's been outstanding. Our guys, our team from Archbishop Rummel, Malcolm Dinas, and the teams that have been in the league really enjoy playing in the league, and we're able to do what we want with our players. If we want to carry 30 guys, we can carry 30 guys. I know several of us had to mix our rosters up a little bit, but it was no problem. But it's just been a pleasure, and it's been really good for everybody.
Well, you split 2 games with River Ridge Patriots during regular season, beat them 6-2, and then lost last night in the semis 4-0. And you lost 1-0 to Cypress Physical Therapy. So these are 2 good clubs, well coached, aren't they?
Absolutely, very good teams. It's going to be a pleasure to watch these guys play tonight. And sure, I wish we were here, but I'm very, very proud of my guys. I thought they came out and played hard all summer long, and there's a lot on their plate this summer. We got guys playing football, we got guys traveling across the country to play baseball, and the guys that showed up for us last night did a great job for us.
Jude, when you look at these programs, John Curtis won back-to-back state championships in 2017 and 2018. Lutcher won a state championship 2 years ago. These are coaches and programs that are accustomed to having success.
And they certainly have had a lot of it, and they have great coaching staffs, and they play with a lot of passion. You'll see that tonight, that this championship game means so much to these kids, and they put a lot of effort in during their summer, setting aside the time to practice and play, because they're so proud to represent their schools, and that's exhibited in the regular season and playoffs every year. These 2 programs tend to make deep runs.
Lenny, I think that's a salient point. These 2 programs are in it to win it. They want to win. They've competed probably harder than any other team.
And look, we saw that last year. We saw how much it meant to those teams when we got down to the end. And I think that's certainly the case here tonight, as we will pause here at John Ryan Stadium for our national anthem.
Cypress Physical Therapy, the home team by virtue of the higher seed. They're the number 1 seed, and River Ridge, the number 3 seed. River Ridge 9-2-1 on the season. Here's how they line up. In center field, it's Nate Alario. Batting second at third base, Dagan Bruno. The catcher will be Tyler Mitchell. Cleanup hitter, second baseman, Brad Chassaw. Dylan Gilbert in right field hits fifth. Isaiah Spann in left field will bat sixth. Xavier Brown at shortstop hits seventh. Juan Washington at first base batting eighth. Connor Michu is the DH batting ninth, and the pitcher is Tony Macaluso. Top three of Alario, Bruno, and Mitchell. Middle three of Chassaw, Gilbert, and Spann. Bottom three of Brown, Washington, and Michu with Macaluso on the mound. For Cypress Physical Therapy, 8-1-1 on the year. Leading off in center field, Brock Luke. It's Kai Brown at shortstop. Caleb Hastings, the catcher. Colin Rock is at first base. Quinn Smith does the pitching. And it's Ty Conway at second base. Batting seventh in left field, Chenethanius Connor. Hitting eighth at third base, Jack Kleber. And batting ninth in right field, Ethan Detillier. It's Luke, Brown, and Hastings. Roach, Smith, and Conway. Connor, Kleber, and Detillier. On the mound will be the right-hander, Tony Macaluso. So when you look at Macaluso on the air, he's done a very fine job for Cypress Physical Therapy, and he comes into this game having, I said Macaluso, Quinn Smith, pardon me, Quinn Smith pitching, Macaluso for Curtis. Quinn Smith for Fletcher-based Cypress Physical Therapy, and Smith has done a very good job. The numbers speak to that. 2 appearances, and he's 0-0, but he has a fine 0.91 earned run average, 0.91. 7 2/3 innings, only 2 hits allowed, 2 runs and only 1 earned. He's walked 8, a little bit of a high total, but he struck out 13, so a lot of strikeouts to go along with it. And of course, in summer league play, pitchers will pitch 2, 3, maybe 4 innings. Very seldom will they be extended beyond that. So, Frank, we fully expect to see several pitchers here this evening.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I think both coaches are playing to win, and these guys are playing to win, but they're going to fix up their pitching staffs a little bit, and all are ready to go.
Well, the weather conditions, do I need to tell you? It's warm. There you go. How's that? All you need to know is it's sunny. Wind's blowing out, which doesn't make a whole lot of difference here, by and large, because you don't hit the ball out of this ballpark, dude. You just don't.
Well, I joked with our producer, Chip Merritt, that this is the Charles Schwab Park of high school baseball locally. Speaking of the ballpark in Omaha where the College World Series is held, this is definitely a pitcher's park. You're rewarded by throwing strikes. Defensively, you've got a turf field, so you get true bounces. So there's no reason not to attack hitters.
Well, it's 93 degrees at game time. The humidity 53%. The wind is blowing out at 10 miles an hour for what it's worth. So it will help balls to carry. It's Nate Alario to get things started. First pitch of the game is outside. We're underway at 6:01. So 1-0 the count as Alario stands in at 167. No homers and no runs driven in on the season for Alario. And here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Slowly toward third. Kleber with time to throw his man out. And that's how we start with a 5-3 putout for out number 1 as Alario is retired. And that gets us to one of my favorite players in high school sports, Dagan Bruno. The third baseman at .433, a homer, 7 RBI. Frank, this is one of those rare young men. Starting quarterback on a state championship football team, outstanding player for the Curtis basketball team, and he's an outstanding baseball player for the Patriots.
By the way, he's also a model at the Ramagera Photography, so he does it all.
He's all in for the Patriots, I tell you that.
Big John.
He'll do everything he can to help his team win, and outstanding player. Had a big night against us last night.
He had a couple of hits, RBI. Strike called, it's 0-1. Next pitch for Dagan. And that's down and away. So we're even at a ball and a strike. Just underway here in the top of the first inning. Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League title game. Fletcher-based Cypress Physical Therapy and John Curtis Christian-based River Ridge. The pitch down, and it's 2 balls and a strike. They put a new scoreboard in here during the course of the season. And our great friends upstairs, Derek, Larry, they're figuring it out still.
It looks great. It looks great, though.
It is. 2-1 pitch on the way. And that's right side. And it's now 2-2. Down the right field line. It's, of course, a cavernous ballpark. 320 to left, 325 to right. It is 370 to the gaps, 400 to center field. And it plays that and more, typically speaking. Although, as mentioned, the wind is blowing out for whatever that lends to it. Bruno, inside outs, 1 out of play, right side. Watch the car, holding at 2-2. And again, we just want to start immediately by thanking Kenny Goodlett in particular, David Morrow, Derek, Larry, everybody associated with the Jesuit program for having us here tonight. Down and away, it's 3-2. Much like we thanked our good and great friends at Archbishop Shaw last night. They are all in on this league and all in on participating and helping in any way imaginable, regardless of how their teams fare. And that speaks volumes about the camaraderie and the participation and the appreciation and respect that exists between these institutions. And we deeply appreciate it. Payoff pitch on the way to Bruno towards short. Brown, with time to set and throw, got his man for out number 2. So a couple of ground ball outs obtained by Quinn Smith, Lenny.
And look, you know you're going to get true bounces on this turf surface. So if you can do that, that's the way to get it done. And obviously, if you give up fly balls, they generally don't carry here. So whichever way you prefer to pitch, this is a pitcher's ballpark. And you know, when you walk in here, if you're the starting pitcher, when you walk into this ballpark, you got to walk in with a smile on your face.
Tyler Mitchell at 393, 4 RBIs, took it away for ball 1. I mean, they graduate Josh Eames, and they've got Tyler Mitchell. So they go from one great catcher to another good one, and that's such an important position on every team. You always talk about catchers, shortstops, in particular center fielders, and a pop-up right side. First baseman Rock is over with a play, and Colin has it for a really good inning for Quinn Smith as he sets down the Patriots in order in the top of the first. Very economical doing so as well. All right, Frank, so you play a lot of games here. This is a park that presents a lot of challenges to score runs because of the deep dimensions, and they installed a new turf surface prior to last year, and this is a slower surface. It's really spongy, isn't it, Frank?
It's really spongy. It is also a big park, and you know our guys love pitching here. I know that for sure. And if you look at the two clubs playing today, Lutcher does have a turf infield, you know, and John Curtis does play majority of the games at Mike Miley, so things balance out here, and it's a great atmosphere today. And again, it's a big park. The scoreboard is beautiful.
Outfield alignment, Spannon left, Delario center, Gilbert right. It's Bruno third, Brown at short, Chasson second, and Washington at first with Mitchell catching, and Tony Macaluso, the right-hander, takes to the mound, and Macaluso has pitched well for the Patriots this season. He comes in with a record of 2-1 in 5 appearances with an 0.93 earned run average, and a pretty big sample size of 15 innings here during the summer. So he's been a workhorse for this team. The second most innings pitched on the team. He's allowed just 11 hits, 4 runs, and only 2 earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 12 on the year. He's given a home run. Frank, they graduated a lot of really good pitching. I know you're not too unhappy about that with Michael O'Brien and Austin Ackle and Josh Eames all gone, but this is a good young pitcher here.
Oh, absolutely. The little guys we saw last night, their pitchers did an outstanding job against. They were strike throwers, had a little pop on the ball, and gave us trouble. And John Curtis is always going to have good athletes. They're going to run players out there that can really compete and play, and they're going to play you extremely hard.
And Lenny, let's set the tone. We like to qualify things immediately. There are a few players missing.
Yeah.
And I will talk about for John Curtis, just a couple of guys that aren't here. Bryce Hebert, who was here last night and was outstanding, and Jason Curtis not in the lineup tonight either. So.
Right. I mean, look, this is, we're into the summer, and it was, one of the things that, led to the formation of this is you've got players who are going to make commitments to go play in other summer events at different times, and look, that's part of it. And obviously you'd like to have everybody with every one of their players for a championship game like this, but that's just part of how summer baseball is going to play out. And the beauty of it is you've got programs that they've got some depth out there, and they bring up some sophomores, some freshmen, some guys maybe who haven't played as much that get chances in a situation, whether it's in the regular season or in the postseason, to be able to play. There's no fixed roster size. There's no, set number of players that you have to, to use as a pool. It's whatever it is in your program that you can draw from. And that helps that development, too.
Of course, that means for Cypress Physical Therapy, most notably Marshall Luke, who played last night, not here, the LSU commit. Brock Luke, speaking of Luke's, the center fielder, he's a good one. 350, no homers, 5 driven in for Brock. And this Cypress Physical Therapy team, as Frank and I talked about, they're a good-looking team. They're really mature young men. Over but low for a ball from Macaluso. What I mean by that is just look at the size. They're big and strong, and they're good. 1 ball and no strikes, and another pitch on the way. And swung and missed it, 1-1.
A little something off of that one right there, and way out in front.
straight up defensively, and that's what you're going to see most of the time in this ballpark. It's a triples park for sure. Tap foul on a breaking ball, 1 and 2. And Frank, do you have a different approach here when you play outfield here? Because, as I mentioned, this is triples alley here.
It absolutely is. We try to guard the gaps a little bit and get the guys off the line.
Get off the line.
Early innings and late innings, we'll put them a little more towards the line. But, it depends who's pitching for us and et cetera. With John Colo throwing, we're going to shade the right center gap a little bit. He's a hard thrower, it depends who's throwing in the ballpark on that particular day.
2-2 pitch, breaking ball, beat on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit. So Brock Luke waited on the breaking ball and drives it in the center field for a leadoff single here. Good speed aboard to start the bottom of the first, Jude.
Luke saw a few off-speed pitches there and was patient and stayed back and was rewarded for it there on that pitch. Hit it sharply up the middle to get the first base runner of the game on.
Brings up the shortstop, Kai Brown. 250, no homers, 2 RBI for Kai as he prepares to stand in. Going into his senior season, no graduating seniors in this league. It's all underclassmen, but a lot of players that are going into their senior seasons. Stretch pitch, 1-0.
Watch Luke at first base, 5 for 5 this year in stolen bases.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you look at the Lutcher numbers, I think they've only been caught stealing one time.
And they've got 19 steals.
Yep. Pretty impressive.
Curtis is 33 for 38. So you got two teams that aren't afraid to put the wheels in motion.
Foul back, it's 1-1, and Frank can certainly speak to that aspect of Curtis because he faces them all the time. They will put a lot of pressure on you defensively.
Extended leads, and they will run at any time on you, and they will squeeze. They'll do all the things that good baseball clubs do, and they put the pressure on you.
Quick throw to first. That ball gets by. So that'll be an error. He's going to continue on the third, and here's a great opportunity for Cypress physical therapy. I guess the question is, who's that error on? The pitcher or the first baseman? Maybe we need to see that one again to determine that because, again, ball, and again, it's sunny, so you wonder if the first baseman had a really good view of it as we try to get a read on who the error should be charged to.
It's one of those things. I mean, the sun's more behind us here, so I don't know. If we're a couple of miles down the road at Turchin Stadium right now, that's well hit in the right center field.
Deep center field, way back toward the wall. Easy score. Rounding second, on his way to third. We did say it's a triples ballpark. There's your triple, and it's a 1-0 lead for Cypress physical therapy. Kai Brown hits one about 390 feet, Jude.
And the wind blowing out helped, although Ilario, the center fielder, got a good jump. No way he could get there, just slicing away to him and reaching the wall. Good piece of hitting by Brown, who's just trying to get the run home, but able to drive it deeper than that for the triple.
So Kai Brown drives one about as deep as you can hit one in this ballpark without getting it out of here. And it's a 1-0 game and a chance for a big inning as here is Caleb Hastings, the hero of last night. Takes a ball, or no, strike, delayed call, 0-1. Hastings doubled and homered last night. And looked the part, open stance left side. He's at 450 for the summer. Off speed, beat to second, will get a run home. It's a 2-0 ball game. Hastings out at first by Chasson, but does his job beautifully. Frank, that's what you love to see, situational hitting, right?
Absolutely. That little guy did a great job hitting the ball to second baseman, scoring a run, left-handed hitter. That's what you ask your kids to do, and that was outstanding.
Caleb Hastings with the RBI.
So Hastings picks up the RBI, his 7th of the summer. It's 2-0. And now Colin Rock. So Rock, the first baseman, with the opportunity here. He's a terrific hitter. Outside high, back toward the next stop. It's 1-0. Colin Rock. And he's built like a rock, and he hits like it too, by the way. He's really good. 438 hitter, a homer, and 12 RBI. I was talking to a certain JC coach yesterday about him. 1-0 pitch. He hits it in the air to right center field. Right fielder shades his eyes, goes back now. Ball is going to carry pretty well, and it's caught by Gilbert for the second out. Well, that's a high sky. I mean, it's very sunny, Lenny.
It is. It'll set basically right behind us. What I was starting to say before that triple by Brown a couple of batters ago is if we're a couple of miles down the road at Turchin Stadium, we were talking about the first baseman stuff. Right now, the sun would be in the first baseman's eyes, and it is brutal. But here the sun's going to, especially on a fly ball, the sun's going to come into play at least for a little while.
There's Quinn Smith. That's down and out. Smith, the pitcher. gifted with a couple of runs to work with now. He's hitting .273. He's driven in 4 runs in the summer. Slight crouch right side. Bases empty, 2 outs. Hits it up the middle. Well delivered. Another base hit. The 3rd hit of the inning. Are seeing the ball well, Jude. These balls have been struck pretty well.
And you said it early. This is an impressive-looking Bulldogs team as far as get off the bus look. I mean, this is a bunch of big, athletic guys, and they're making solid contact here in the bottom of the 1st.
We're going to get a courtesy runner at first base. That's going to be Zach Jenkins, who's going to run. So Jenkins to run at first base.
Number 18, Zach Jenkins, running at first base.
Jenkins runs at first, and
the batter is second base.
Here's Ty Conway, the second baseman, at 200, and with 4 RBIs for Ty. Feet close together, out of a crouch, leans toward that plate. Outside a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. And now 2-0. The trick is to stay out of the big inning here. You don't want to get buried if you're the Patriots. So to the mound goes Mitchell.
If you remember a year ago, what it was, I mean, that was 2 teams in River Ridge and Retief Oil that had not allowed much in the way of runs all year long. Well pitched, good defense, and we ended up, what was it, 8-7 games?
8-7 in 9 innings.
Yeah, but it was back and forth. It was like, Retief jumped out to the lead, or vice versa, I think it was. Yeah, we had, but we went back and forth with big swings. So who knows what to expect, in other words.
Swing and a miss. 2-1. Short lead by Jenkins toward third, foul. Ryan Jensen's in the game. See what kind of arm he has. He fakes it, throws it. There you go. Right
Complete.
on the money. Kazo, can you still throw to the mound or what? Huh?
Underhand.
There you go. I thought so. You used up all your pitches, huh?
Absolutely.
When you won those, 40 games at Rummel? Is that right? 2-2 on Conway. Breaking ball struck him out. There's a good hook, and Conway's gone, but a good inning for Cypress Physical Therapy with 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left, and a 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Good start for the Lutcher-based team, Jude.
No question, and they got good swings early on Macaluso. Confident in the box. It's a team that's been dominant throughout the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League, and the Bulldogs at this point feel like they've got all the momentum coming into this game as far as the way that they have played, and now it's up to the Patriots to see if they can respond. A good hitting team themselves, but tough to fall behind early like this in a championship game. You just have to take it one at bat at a time and try to get yourself back into it.
Now, the one game that Cypress Physical Therapy did lose this year, they had a lead against Ponstein's, and Ponstein's put up a big rally and came back and won that game 13-10. So, might be how you have to beat a team like Cypress Physical Therapy. You might have to outscore them, if you will. That's a little cliche, I guess, but you may have to get into a high-scoring game to beat a team like this. In other words, you put some runs on the board. Obviously, at this point, with down 2 here, if you're Ryan Jensen, you want to see a shutdown inning right here. If you're Jeff Curtis, heading around to the third base coaching box, you want that answer back right here.
Quinn Smith used just 11 pitches in the first inning, Frank, and he set them down in order. How much do you pay attention to pitch count, especially in the summer league?
Well, in the summertime, I really don't, unless it's really an extended inning for a young man. But my guys are throwing 3 innings, maybe 4 if they low pitch count. That's about it. But I also got to check and see when was the last time they threw with their summer team, their travel ball team, their rec team, whatever they're playing. So I try to manage it that way, And right now, with the Patriots coming up, it's the top of the second. You still got a lot of baseball to play. There's no time limit here.
Down and out to Chasson. It's 1-0, the second baseman at .346, 2 home runs and 14 driven in for Chasson. Good hitter from the right side. Back toward the netting. It's 1-1. And if you're just joining us, this is the championship game of year 2 of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. 17 teams, only 4 make the playoffs. You've got to earn it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is out, a strike call, a delayed call. We had to wait for that. And it's 1-2. Kind of like those umpires that let you know a little bit earlier, right? 1-2 the count. Here's another. Roll toward short. Got to come get that. Brown does. Collects, throws, good arm, and got him by a step at first. Route number 1. Shows off the arm there. And shortstop arms are easy to spot. Jude?
Hey, I'll tell you a thing about a play like that with Brown, and he's had to field a couple already in this game. He has a lot of confidence in his arm. He doesn't rush himself. He gets down and makes sure he secures the ball and then whips it over and makes the play. That's textbook shortstop play.
Dylan Gilbert, the right fielder at 258, no homers. 5 driven in for the right-handed swinger. And he takes a hot one down the middle. It's 0-1. Saw a lot of Gilbert in the prep season this year. Along with Mitchell and Bruno, Chasson, Span. 0-1 is high. Even up at a ball and a strike. Play him slightly to hit to the off field. One. Bounced it, and it's 2-1. They've had a few issues with their mound recently, so they got a patch right there over it right now. Kenny Goodlett was telling me about that. But they doctored it up, made it usable. Very much appreciated. 2 balls and a strike with another. And now 3-1 to Gilbert.
This is the one thing you got to watch from Smith, looking at his numbers here in the summer. 8 walks and 7 2/3. He's got a wild streak about him. When he's on, but he's got to watch the losing the zone.
Gilbert making him throw one. He does, and it's full 3-2. And he struck him out looking. Good pitch over the inside edge to get Gilbert for out number 2. That's what you want to see as a pitcher, Frank, and as a coach. You want a pitcher that's willing to work inside.
Absolutely. Bell would throw inside, move the ball high and low, in and out. And that was an excellent pitch right there. He went right after Gilbert and caught him looking.
Isaiah Span bats. Span at .321, 2 homers, and 13 driven in.
Frank, do you find it easier for pitchers to want to work inside in a ballpark like this, where maybe they're not going to get hurt with the home run ball in theory?
Well, you're going to see a lot of high school guys. They're afraid to throw in. They're afraid to hit guys, and give them a free pass. And John Colo, Aaron Sebia, he'll throw it in at any time and enjoys throwing it in there. Coleman Capacey for us, for the Rummel Raiders, and Malcolm Dinas will throw it inside on your hands. You got to challenge them. You got to challenge them, and don't be afraid if you hit somebody, and take control of the game.
1-1 the count here on Span. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 2nd inning. Nice breaking ball. Tailed away. Span waves, and it's 1-2. So far, the command from Smith has been pretty good. One, 2. Fastball, good pitch, got him looking. So fans back-to-back hitters looking at Smith. Has faced 6. He's retired all 6. And we're heading to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Cypress Physical Therapy up 2-0 on the River Ridge Patriots.
And Ken, coverage of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in the Metro New Orleans market, must be a reason. I know the reason right now.
Yeah,
it's because the whole Trahan household, I think, has Lamarck Fords in the driveway right now.
Fords
or Lincoln.
Yeah,
it's
Frank kind of likes my new vehicle, my Bronco Sport.
I love it.
I think there's one with your name on it over there, Frank.
I think it's waiting for you.
Yeah. If you change your name from Caso to Bronco, it's there with your name on it.
There you go.
But our thanks to Ronnie Lamarck, the entire team at Lamarck Ford, for their support of high school sports here at Crescent City Sports, including, of course, the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League, which we're happy to have brought to you start to finish for the 2nd year in a row now. We opened the season here opening night at John Ryan. We finished the season here at John Ryan.
Well, just to follow up on that previous thought about the Lamarcks, our good and great friends, Master Young over here is driving a Lamarck Ford EcoSport as well. And to that end, Jenny Mitchell said to tell him hello and to come see him.
Well, I'm going to, because you just reminded me I need to use the quick lane and get an oil change. I'm due.
I'm doing that tomorrow for my better half.
There you go. I was at Quick Lane last week, in fact.
I'm on duty.
The day you were in there
That's right.
buying your
my
Bronco.
vehicle, you were there. There's a little number, swinging bunt, should be an easy chance. Oh! Forgot something. So that'll be an E1. And the second error of the game on the Patriots. Boy, I just kind of got in a little bit of a hurry there. Frank, he didn't have to. He had time.
Yes. He didn't follow the ball into his glove. He got in a rush and wasn't sure if he was going to barehand it or use his glove and lost control of it.
So Chad Thaddeus Carter reaches on the play, and now the leadoff man aboard for the second straight inning, and Jack Kleber bats the third baseman.
Jake Kleber.
Kleber is up there, the third baseman, 286, no homers, and 3 RBI. Shows bunt, bunts toward first, foul. It's 0-1, and this is a part where bunting is important, Jude.
Surely, you need to move runners along. You're not going to too often rely on the big fly, the big hit in innings. So the ability to move runners, especially when you get the leadoff man on, is so important. And it's great practice for these teams playing in a park like this when you need it to be able to execute the fundamentals of the game, like bunting a runner over.
And I'll finish the thought after this pitch here.
Carter a lead. Bunting again, and that's way high and inside. Third baseman, of course, Bruno cheating it.
Got away, but you're at the bottom of the lineup right now. Kleber in the 8-hole. If you can bunt him successfully, now you got a runner in scoring position. Yeah, you got the 9-hole hitter Detillier coming up, but you get a shot to get it back to the top of the lineup for Luke. With only one out at this point, or no outs right now.
There goes Carter, hit and run, fouled out of play, and it's 1-2. We mentioned both teams like to run. That time played a little hit and run. And that's something you do when you have the lead, Frank. You can do some things like this when you have a lead.
Absolutely. You can do whatever you want when you have the lead. Just try to extend that pressure. It's a little different when you're behind. You got to, play the game the right way and you just try to scratch for a run here or there. But when you have the lead, you want to just turn up the heat, and that's what Lutcher's looking to do.
1-2. Kleber jammed and back to the netting, so it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-0 Cypress Physical Therapy on top here, bottom of the second inning. Championship game, year 2, Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League.
Frank, did you have to say turn up the heat? Did you have to remind us?
Talking about turning up the heat, I just want to send a thank you out to Shane Rignan and his umpires.
Oh, yes. Runner goes, hold that thought, liner to short, caught.
Nice.
This will be a double play. On the throw to first, nicely done. And that's as good as you're going to see. Really well done by Xavier Brown to lay out to make the catch. And, of course, runner going, no chance for him to get back, Frank.
No, that was a great play by the shortstop. Ball was hit on the nose. Hit on the nose and gave him an opportunity. Hit pretty hard. Opportunity to take his time and get him out at first. But going back to Shane Rignan, his umpires, those guys were excellent all summer for us. And it was very hot. And they came out and worked it extremely well and never complained about the heat. And just want to thank Shane and his umpires for this summer.
Behind her, Detillier, Ethan. 200, no homers, no RBIs. This young man pitched a whale of a game against Malcolm Dinas earlier this year. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled back. It's 1-1. That's one of those rare 1-0 games. You don't see many of those, do you?
No, and he was tough that night, man. We hit a couple of balls pretty hard. They made the plays, and they beat us 1-0. We pitched very well that night also.
Ball and a strike. 2 outs here in between innings. Want to get your thoughts on another pitcher or two, Frank, so hang on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's 1-2. Vehicle alert there. Strategic parking here at John Ryan Stadium.
Yeah, I usually am like way down the right field line.
It's not a bad
spot. I didn't go there tonight just because nobody else was around. I figured if something ended up in the parking lot, it would a 4-hopper would hit me. Yeah.
You had no wall of protection. 1-2. Breaking ball beat toward third. That's foul. Holding at 1 and 2.
Going back to our TV days, we were here countless nights.
Yes.
Doing games. Saw a lot of good baseball here.
We did.
Some nights you weren't here. We saw a lot of long baseball here.
One night, yes.
One night in particular,
innings.
yeah.
That is low, and it's 2 and 2.
But I would usually take that last parking spot down the right field line up by the railroad tracks.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and another one. Look out. Car alert. People all looking to make sure. So this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Good job here by Detillier to battle, especially in the 9-hole, to extend what would have been a quick inning.
Lenny, the more games you work, the less chances you take in that area, right? I know you've worked more than your fair share.
Yeah.
And another one hit foul over near the Lutcher dugout and on top of the roof of the Cypress Physical Therapy dugout, which they occupy here on the third base side. So now we'll see the 8th pitch of this at bat. Oh, I've got my strategy all the time. Of course, I do a lot of games at Kirsch Rooney, and I've got my spot taken care of there, courtesy of Master Sherman. So don't have any issues with that spot. 2-2 pitch. And that's foul. Boy, this is some at bat.
For us non-VIPs, Ken, we have to actually scout out our spot.
I try to go park.
I just tried to use some
way down the left field line. If the only thing I got to worry about there is if the playground gets me.
I've got an envelope with your name on it. If we can ever remember, in a bag down here. If you remind me later.
Oh, okay.
I'm just thinking about that.
Okay.
This misses, so it's 3-2. So what an at bat this is here. These are the kind of at bats that help decide games. This is the 10th pitch of the at bat to Ethan Detillier. It's impressive by anybody, but out of the 9-hole really extends the inning. And he got him on a pitch in. And it's the 3rd out of the inning. Strikeout number 1 recorded by Macaluso. Puts up his first goose egg, his 2nd strikeout. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, nobody left. We've played 2, and it's 2-0 in favor of Cypress Physical Therapy. Okay, Frank, so you mentioned Aaron Sebia. You mentioned Coleman Capacey, who's got a good arm, of course, and had a good year for you. There's a guy that flew below radar that people finally found out about named Brady Schmidt. He's pretty good. I mean, this is a guy with really good size, upper 80s to 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and a good 12-6 curveball.
Yes, Brady came in as our number 3 guy, 3 or 4 guy this season. You know, we had Brock Bollinger, we had John Carlo, and Shane Hurstis and Brady Smith were, 3 and 4. But Brady really stepped up and hit Brady probably in the quarterfinals. He really took off, threw the ball extremely hard, throw strikes. Came in against Catholic, shut the door, and had the opportunity to start against Jesuit, and did a great job for us. We fell on the short end, 1-0 there for the state championship, but he's got an opportunity to go play at Delgado Community College, and I'm looking for great things from him.
Yeah, I like him a lot, and wish him nothing but the best. He's a good-looking player and pitcher. And by the way, they've got another one in Bryce Pitts going there, who I know you saw. He's a good one too, isn't he, Frank?
Yes, yeah. Him and Brady remind me of each other. You know, they both big, tall boys, big right-handers, and they both battle. And Coach Sherman's getting 2 good ones there.
William Good, who won the state championship game, he's heading the Tulane. And Carlos committed there. He's got another year left. William Good's another really good one, isn't he?
Yes, outstanding. He's an athlete. You know, anywhere he plays on the field, he's going to battle and do a great job. Cart played 3rd. I know in the past he played a little 2nd, and he's a nice player.
A lot of players that play in this league that are awfully good.
Xavier Brown.
I think more and more to the point you were just making there, Frank, and we saw it with O'Brien this year at Delgado. I think more and more you're going to see guys perhaps play both ways. If it's swing and a miss for strike 1 there to Brown, but if you want to call it the Shohei Ohtani effect, that's fine, okay? But give guys a chance to do that. If it can be done at the highest level of the game, then it could certainly be done at the college level as well.
Yes, and there's many guys out there that can handle playing a position, also being a pitcher, and they work extremely well, and they know their routine day in and day out, and some are pretty good hitters, and they want to have an opportunity to play both ways, and sometimes they select their university or their college where they're going to go on getting that chance to play on both sides,
Quinn Smith strikes on his third consecutive batter. He is emerging as the story here. He's faced 7 Patriots, and 7 Patriots have made out. 1 gone, and here's Juan Washington. 125, no homers and no RBIs. Of course, Juan can pitch 2. Big right-handed hitter. 1-0 the count. Outfield shallow here with the wind blowing out. Take a look around. Here's the 1-0. And it's 1-1. So a ball and a strike. Another on the way. Chase the high one. Not going to catch up to that. So ahead once again is Smith, and it's 1-2. Ooh, pretty good looking fastball. Just down, I suppose, and it's 2-2.
Did not miss by much.
Like that pitch. 2-2 now. Tied him up with a fastball, and again, I love the way this young man's working in, Frank. He continues to pound it inside.
He'll throw it inside on the hands and getting a lot of outs with it, getting a lot of strikes.
Patriots in the championship game for a 2nd consecutive year in as many years of this league. That's high. So now he's run it full, 3-2. Payoff. And stays alive. Another good at-bat here. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. So extended at-bats toward the bottom of the order, which is impressive on both sides. Sometimes even when you make out, if you have long at-bats, it has a lasting effect. And threw it by him. Boy, this is impressive. 4 straight. Smith is fanned. And dude, he looks the part.
No doubt. First 2 looking, last 2 swinging. He's been able to spot his fastball on the inside corner, the outside corner. That breaking ball comes in occasionally, keeping hitters off balance. He's confident out there and an impressive looking pitcher today.
Connor Micheau, the DH, 455 with 4 driven in. Outside and low. Micheau, a southeastern Louisiana commit. Of course, outstanding baseball family. There's the 1-0. Left side, vehicle alert. It's 1-1. Heard that one.
I hope that was concrete.
Yeah, I'm hoping too, but people are going to look.
There's some groans in the stands.
Yeah, there's some concern there. 1-1 count. Dwayne Jenkins here. What's up, Coach? State championship football coach. As long as it didn't get his vehicle. Here's a breaking ball, and that looked pretty good, but called a ball. It's 2-1. Dwayne does a terrific job. Of course, he aged about 15 years in the last few months since he lost the Wanye Winfield to the University of Louisiana. To third, nice pick there. Kleber sets and guns, and Lutcher's playing really solid defense as well. Well, you get good pitching, you get good defense, Frank. That's typically what happens, right?
Absolutely. Don't let your infielders fall asleep and keep throwing strikes. Let them put it in play, and good things are going to happen for you. You know, Curtis is swinging the bats, and it's a heck of a ball game.
So far, indeed, 2-0 through 2.5. Coverage of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 45 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction.
And Frank, Larry Gibbs has been supporting us and helping us for, I can't tell you for how long. It's been that long. But what a wonderful guy. Loves high school sports. Of course, he had 2 young men that were pretty good players in their own right, that were sons that played on the high school level.
One of them threw the very first pitch in his ballpark, in fact.
Yeah, but such a good man, and now he's supporting, of course, the Little League effort out at Butch Dewey Playground and put a ton of money into that. Go out there and see those kids play in their league anytime, which I did earlier this year. It's very impressive. Larry's just a terrific guy. 2-0 game, bottom of the 3rd inning here. Macaluso back to the mound to work in his 3rd inning. And here in the third, he'll be facing the top of the order, Luke, Brown, and Hastings for the Bulldogs. And, of course, the namesake of this ballpark, John Ryan, was a great friend. And it's really only, just over a year and a half ago, I had him on at a game I was doing here. And then within a matter of just a few months, we lost him. And John is such a wonderful guy. And, of course, when I was a youngster, my late father was a Jesuit graduate, would take me to Jesuit games, and I saw John pitch as a kid when he was in high school, and he was like larger than life. He was fantastic, an unbelievable curveball. Of course, he went on to Tulane and pitched very successfully there, too. But more than that, such a nice guy. And, Frank, his legacy is secure with what he did for his school and what he's done for the community with this ballpark.
Oh, absolutely. This is a beautiful place, and Jesuit's very lucky to have this facility and Coach Goodlett to come out here every day, and their soccer program, and Coach Manali with football. It's beautiful out here.
It's a bunch of your friends there. I know you and Kenny Goodlett have a great relationship. He talks about you all the time. Absolutely. Line down the left field side. Hold that thought. That's in there for extra bases, and Brock Luke continues to swing the bat well. He's got a ringing double to start the third inning. He's 2 for 2. People are going to talk about Marshall, but Brock's awfully good, Frank.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed with this Lutcher team, the way they swing the bats, and very well coached, and the way they play the game. I'm very impressed with them.
Here is Kai Brown, who tripled to the deepest part of the park in center field and drove home a run and then scored a run in the first inning. Same combination that did the damage, trying to do more. That's way outside and low. Nice job by Mitchell to secure. But you and Goodlett, great relationship. He talks so positively about you all the time, and the feeling's mutual. There's great respect there.
Absolutely, and I think all the coaches in the Catholic League, and even in throughout the baseball in this area, we all get along and try to help each other when we can. When we playing each other, we try to beat each other's brains in. But after that, we're very good friends, and we'll remain friends.
2 balls, no strikes. The pitch in the air to right. Should get the runner to third. Right fielder catches it. Tag, but he's not trying. Oh, that's a strong throw. Look at that throw. That's a beautiful throw by the right fielder, Gilbert. I mean, that's right on the money. Right on the bag, I might add. Pretty good scouting report not to send Luke there. What do I know? One gone. Oh, come on, Coach. Would you have sent him there?
Catcher.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would have, too, with the depth of that ball. And it was carrying toward the line a bit.
Yeah.
And it's a right-handed outfielder, so he's got to come, reset himself. And
good swing, fouled it back. Hastings grounded to second his first time, but he drove in a run. So he continues his outstanding play after hitting the home run and the double last evening. So he's driven in 2 in these playoffs. Trying to drive in another here. Runner at second, 1 out. Already up by 2. Pickoff move is in motion. A little bit of a wide throw. Luke able to get back in. Oh, 1. Breaking ball, good pitch, but not getting the call. Action in the bullpen now for the Patriots. As we mentioned, you don't see guys go more than 3 innings. Sometimes stretch out to 4, depending on how it's going. Here's the 1-1, and it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Looks like Trey Davis for the Patriots. Soft tossing right now, though. Missing down and in. So 3 balls and a strike to Hastings. Dangerous pitch coming up here to a very good hitter. 450 on the summer. We saw the power he has last night. Had a good cut at that. Fouls it back. Another parking lot ball, and it's full 3-2. Not really a concern over at Winterscheid Field in Marrero because you park your cars way down the right field side. Here, your cars are you're in business here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Left side, chased, should be unplayable, and it is up against the fence. So Hastings remains at the plate at 3-2. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Away from second, Luke. Macaluso. Another one fouled back. We've seen a lot of extended at-bats lately.
Lost the bat in the process. We'll have to go run it down at the backstop.
Hastings wearing lucky number 13. It's a good day.
Pretty lucky for him so far this postseason.
Yeah, it has been. Well, I mean, look, I was born on that day, so it's pretty cool. Works for me. I've always looked at it in positive fashion. It's all about your outlook. And I'm not talking about email. 3-2. And a bluff. Nothing doing.
You could get that runner to maybe shorten that lead by a step. That could be the difference in a play at the plate on a base hit.
And steps off here, so a little slow down action here. Now finally ready is Macaluso. Right side. Pitcher has to cover. Got there in plenty of time. Well played. On the 3-1 put on Washington to Macaluso for out number 2. On the play, Luke to third. And now here comes Rock. Flew out to right his first time.
Frank, do you think we will see a clock of any kind in make it to the high school level, or is that just too much to ask to try to execute that?
Well, I did see something today was sent out from the National Federation about being able to use electronic devices calling pitches for next year.
Interesting.
So that's coming into play for 2024 season. So I wouldn't be surprised the pitch clock's not far behind.
Interesting that they're going to try to go to that technology at this level.
I would imagine at the high school level, too, coaches are calling every pitch. You're not relying on a catcher to do it. You're not relying on a pitcher to do it himself. So
That's
if it could speed up the game,
yes,
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I can use that to let my catcher know a couple of other things. You know? I don't have to wait till he gets to the dugout.
I hear you. Tell us how you really feel. Lenny, Brogan, tell him what you're thinking there, man. It's all good. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Colin Rock.
Will it just be to the catcher, Frank, or will the pitcher have something as well?
Say that again.
It will just be.
I think it'll just be to the catcher.
Okay.
Yes, pitcher, catcher. And I actually looked at them today, and they're pretty darn expensive. I think the one I saw was $1,700. Yes.
That's right smack in the middle of your budget, right?
I think I'm going to go to 2 styrofoam cups and a string. You know?
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And he waves at a breaking ball. Tagged out by Mitchell. Good pitch by Macaluso. No runs and a hit. Pitched around the leadoff double. And a runner stranded here in the 3rd. So let's go to the 4th, and it's still 2-0. The Bulldogs on top of the Patriots.
That's Amore Pizzeria. Offers authentic Chicago deep dish and New York-style thin crust pizza pies. Open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner with a full menu including salads, po' boys, sandwiches, and wraps, seafood and pastas, and of course, the best pizza on the planet. It's pretty gigantic, too. That's Amore, where the food is amazing and customers are treated like family. Our thanks to That's Amore Pizzeria for their support of this championship game of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League.
Jude, one thing you can count on about John Curtis, Christian, regardless of what sport it is, they play with tremendous passion. I mean, across the board in every sport, there's just a competitive spirit there that it's tangible. You can feel it, you can hear it, you can touch it. It's there all the time. And in Frank's game last night, I heard Jeff Loud and clear all night. I mean, he never stopped talking. But go ahead.
And you said it, coach is setting the tone, the Curtis family in particular. Any sport they compete in, they want to win, and that rubs off on the players. And if you have your players engaged, no matter what the sport, what the league, even a summer league, you're more likely to get the best out of them. And some coaches go with the more laid-back approach. Others are a bit more up-tempo. It just depends on what works for your team. And at John Curtis, you look at all of their sports. What they're doing is certainly working.
Let's see if Jeff can light a fire under his offense here. 9 up and 9 down thus far for Quinn Smith. Got to get something going. Second time through. You've seen him one time now. Make some adjustments, perhaps. Did that one really good at bat? Was it Washington that extended the at bat to 8 or 9 pitches in the third inning, I believe?
Yeah, he had a 10-pitch at bat.
Center fielder, Nate Alario.
Nate Alario will lead it off here in the top of the 4th inning. Chases the high heater, and again, Smith has been dominant with that pitch. He's worked up and down, in and out. Fastball's been his best pitch. Retired 9 straight to start the game. And it is 1-1.
And he's been around the plate. You have to be aggressive. Hasn't given up any free passes, so you've got to be an alert, ready hitter. And when that fastball is coming, you got to make quick decisions.
Missed down and in with the off-speed pitch, and it's 2-1. And we haven't seen any evidence of the control issues that the numbers somewhat suggested, Lenny.
No, not at all. Nothing of the sort. We've seen 1 3-ball count, or maybe 2.
Fouls this one. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's had 3 3-ball counts. Say that fast.
Easy for you to say. Yeah.
That's because
it was
you
one.
set
It was
me up
3.
for it.
No, I know. It was 3
You
and
just
1 to
wanted
1
me to pass it up. That's what you wanted me to do. You achieved the purpose.
There's number 4.
So now 3-2 to the leadoff man here in the 4th. Patriots are trying to get their first base runner aboard here. Trying to get something going. 3-2 the count. Payoff. And he pumped it right through there. Got him looking for out number 1. Great pitch. And that's 5 strikeouts now for Smith. Perfect pitch. And now Dagan Bruno, who grounded to short, his first time up. Again, big thanks to Kenny Goodlett. And Frank, everything about Goodlett is great. He's a good coach, good man, everything else. But you really have to work on his wardrobe tonight. Serious fashion. So the Yankees were good with that. Astros, my guys here, I'm good with that. Cardinals are good with that except for this year. But somehow that just doesn't jive, man.
I think he just goes with the Cubs because that's the Jesuit color also. You know, he's not going to wear the red. He'll wear that royal blue.
Yeah, and of course they've got pinstripes, right? So
yes,
there you go. But then again, they're the not authentic pinstripes. That would be your team.
That's right.
The Yanks.
The Yanks.
2-0. That is a delayed strike call. There it is. 2-1.
The verbal call there, just a delayed point.
3-1. All right, so the uniform game, right? I thought the Astros did a good thing going back to their original colors. They use them well now. Credit to them for that. Yankees, great uniform, traditional as could be. Cardinals, phenomenal.
I do like the Rangers' baby blue uniforms.
Well, again, that's, the Cardinals had the victory blue in the 1970s, and the Rangers and the Blue Jays had it right after the Cardinals, but then a lot of people have picked it up. They call it victory blue. It's neat.
A lot of people have gone back to it. Yep.
Fall back. I know you did that when you first took over at Rummel here.
Yes, but we got rid of them. We didn't win many games.
You didn't win too many games.
No, we got rid of them.
And Jay Roth said, I don't like those, right?
We got rid of them.
That was the thing in the 70s and 80s. That was the road uniform for a lot of teams. People, back then, people didn't wear 3 and 4 uniforms unless you're the Pirates or the A's, I guess. But it's coming back.
On a play right side, holding it 3-2.
What did they say? Everything old is new again.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, look, I like the scripted D of the Tigers. I think that's cool. I like that. I like the Reds uniform. The Dodgers, that's as clean as it gets. It's really nice. 3-2 towards short. Brown has to come get it, does. Throws across the body and bounced it nicely to Rock, who makes the pick for out number 2. That's 11 up and 11 down for Quinn Smith.
A quick story on the Old English D.
Yes.
Our friend Joe Sherman, when he came to Delgado, of course, wanted to go to that, called the Tigers and wanted to know the size on the uniform of the Old English D.
Tyler Mitchell.
And they said, well, that's copyrighted. You can't use that. Mm-hmm. It's like, y'all have the Old English alphabet copyrighted?
No kidding.
And needless to say, they had an Old English D on the uniforms at Delgado.
Splits the heart of the plate for a strike to Tyler Mitchell. Popped out to first, his first time. We're in the 4th. It's 2-0 Cypress Physical Therapy. 0-1 to Mitchell. Fastball just missed outside, 1-1. Sun shining brightly on this Thursday evening in Metairie.
You could see New Orleans from here, in fact. We're that close.
And it's 2-1. Well, we always like to refer to this place as planes, trains, and occasional automobiles. Mm-hmm. No trains thus far tonight, no planes thus far. We usually have a couple of planes and usually have a train or two. Went for the downs there and came up empty, and it's 2-2.
This ballpark opened in 2012, and we have seen some great baseball here over the course of now 12 seasons.
2-2 pitch. And call ball 3. The Lutcher team's walking off. And again, the home plate umpire, he might be yelling out the calls, but he's not giving you the physical signal so the players don't hear it. Right. And they thought that was a strike. And it's 3-2. And ball 4, close. Oh, that pitch didn't get called, and it ends up being a walk. And there's the first base runner of the game. It comes after a couple of close pitches.
Well, and here's the thing to keep in mind, Ken, is Smith works from the windup. A lot of guys will work all the time from the stretch, but he works from the windup. So now he's got to go to the stretch for the first time, and let's see what happens there. We've got a courtesy runner from Mitchell down at first base.
Kevin Hogan runs at first. He did a lot last night. And now here's Brad Chasson, who grounded to short his first time. As mentioned, the first base runner of the game. Those were close pitches. Toward third. Nice pick. Kleber. Wide throw. That'll be an E5. Had time, just threw it wide. And now 2 on and a chance for the Patriots. First error of the game by the Bulldogs. And a big opportunity for Dylan Gilbert. He's driven in 5 in the summer. He's struck out looking in the second inning.
Right fielder, Dylan Gilbert.
Up with that pitch. Gilbert trying to find a gap here. Outfield's shallow. If he can find a gap here, he's going to run for a while.
It'll be a tie game.
Easily. Nice pick behind the plate by Smith, 2-0. And that misses away. It's 3-0. So suddenly issues for Quinn Smith. It all started with those 2 close pitches, one of which he thought was strike 3 to end the inning. And then, of course, the error. Free base runners are the scourge of any defense. Has to throw a strike. Cannot. Bases loaded with 2 outs, and here's Isaiah Span to the plate. Span struck out looking back in the second. Big opportunity here for the Patriots. Jeff Curtis wants to speak with him. And Frank, your relationship with Jeff Curtis is awfully good. You guys are fast friends, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We talk a lot, and whenever we each other need something, we talk with each other. We're already planning for next season with our 8th and 9th grade and JV leagues, trying to get all that together. And Jeff's got a lot of great ideas along with the rest of the coaches in our district.
Isaiah Span bats. He struck out in the second. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Big chance here for River Ridge. Here it comes, and a swing and a miss. He went up trying to drive in runs. Came up empty. Good pitch away. Important to get ahead in the count, especially after the walks. From the stretch to the plate. And a breaking ball is a dandy, and it's 0-2.
Great pitch. Maybe the best pitch we've seen him throw all night.
Goes for the rosin bag. Big spot in the game.
Span 13 RBIs, is tied for second on the team.
No balls, 2 strikes. Stepped out, and time was granted at the last moment. Interesting.
It looked like it was after the pitch.
I mean, it was very close. That pitch was pretty close, too. To no avail. Let's do it again, 0-2. And now 1-2. Went with the breaking ball, 0-2. For the rosin bag again.
Got 2 different breaking balls that we've seen tonight. One more over the top, and that last one there was more sweeping, but it was way outside.
With a 1-2. And a little looper toward right. Center's a base hit. This is going to tie the game. 1 run home. 2 runs are home. Let's start over again. Tied at 2. 2 out. 2-run single. Isaiah Span. To Lenny's point. Big RBI man all summer, and he comes through again.
15 RBIs now in a year. That leads the team.
Now
goes ahead of Chasson.
Go ahead and run at third now because Gilbert was able to get there after Mitchell and Chasson scored, and now Xavier Brown trying to put the Patriots on top. Struck out swinging in the third. And that's hit number 1 in the game. And as if on cue, the lights come on after the first hit. Significant. Foul back. Good cut by Brown.
I would watch for something here in first and third. 2 outs. Let's watch and see what happens here. Got 2 very good runners on the bags.
You tried a pickle play last night, but you'd rather me not talk about it, right?
Span.
Young man didn't listen.
Span 5 stolen bases on the year, so he can run. Again, this is not a situation where it's all about, this is about execution more than about speed. You look down at third base. Gilbert 3 stolen bases on the year. Curtis team that likes to run a lot. 33 steals in 12 games this summer.
Not going high. Count even at 1-1 on Xavier Brown.
Frank, from your perspective, is this a situation you let it get to 2 strikes before you put anything on, or you?
I'm going to try and make something happen real quick here. And it gets to second. They're going to probably give him second base. And then you got a chance to drive in 2 more with a single. He's gone.
Nope. End of the bat, back to the netting, and now Smith ahead 1-2. Of course, he was ahead of Span 1-2. Tied at 2, top of the 4th. Bullpen gets busy for Cypress physical therapy. There goes the runner, and the pitch is high. They'll just concede the bat. They call him a strike. Call the strike on a high one. Look at Jeff Curtis. Threw his arms up. I thought it was high just from my vantage point.
Yeah, I did too.
We called him out. Big strikeout ends the inning. 2 runs cross the plate, and it happens on just 1 hit. There was an error, of course, and 2 men left, first 2 left by the Patriots. So we head to the bottom of the 4th, and this one is knotted up at 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Ken, coverage of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane services all makes and models and is waiting for Ken tomorrow morning. Batteries, tires, oil changes, and more, all done quickly while you enjoy some popcorn. Must be a reason.
Must be.
Make sure you check out the popcorn.
Can't miss there.
Award-winning.
Got all the water, all the popcorn, all the mints, everything you want. They treat you right, man. And they've got that robin, egg, blue, and white vehicle waiting for Cazo, too. So.
It's an interesting color, robin, egg, blue.
Well, that's what they call it, whatever that means. I don't know. To me, it's Columbia blue to me.
Well, about to say,
some people call it Carolina blue.
They can't call it Carolina blue or Rumble blue. They got to call it
outer blue, you know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's sky blue. There you go.
There you go.
Something like that. Jude likes it.
Absolutely.
He's on it. He's a smart man. He's got it covered. Nothing like that.
River Ridge has gone to the bullpen, Ken. Mm-hmm. Trey Davis, we saw him warming up in the last inning. He goes to the mound here to start the bottom of the fourth in a brand new ball game, 2-2. Davis, 5th appearance of the year, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned. He's walked 6, struck out 5. The ERA 3.82.
The new pitcher for River Ridge, number 1, Trey Davis.
And so Davis to the mound in a new ball game, tied at 2.
The batter for Cypress.
Free base runners, it changes everything, Jude. I mean, Smith was just rolling, no issues at all.
Right, 2 outs in the inning, hadn't given up a base runner, a walk, an error, another walk, and it only took 1 hit to change this game entirely, and it shows you how quickly things can change when you give away free base runners. You put pressure on yourself and your teammates around you, and credit to the Patriots because they cashed in.
Yeah. Smith to the plate, trying to, cliche alert, help his own cause here.
Yeah.
But
too easy.
But you have to wonder if his night's done on the mound because the action continues down in the Cypress bullpen.
Swinging at the first pitch and scatters the Curtis dugout, 0-1.
He might have gone at least an inning longer. There was no action in the bullpen at that point when things changed for him in the last frame. So certainly now he's got to focus as a hitter now and try to get things going. You'd love to respond if you're Cypress Physical Therapy after an inning like that for the Patriots.
Singled his first time. Count is even at 1-1.
Uncle Mo can shift from one dugout to the other in an instant. You're just trying to get it back right now if you're the Bulldogs.
2-1. I've not met that guy.
He's always around.
Yeah, I've heard about him.
Pretty good horse
occasions.
too.
Yeah.
Now in the breeding shed.
Down and in, 3-1. Where's Sherman when you need him? He'd engage you in conversation about that. So would my brother-in-law. So would Ronnie Lamarck. I could go on and on. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anything about the horses, right? 3-1 the count.
We got a few future risen stars on the field right now.
Oh, you went there.
I went there. I did it.
Yeah, I know you did. To first with a leadoff walk is Smith. Well done. Here, Conway bats. Let's see if the bunt's on here. Frank, I got to believe it is here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're going to get a courtesy runner.
Absolutely. I think they're going to lay it down here and advance that runner to second. We'll see what happens.
And interesting,
Jenkins will run.
Yeah. Jenkins was the guy warming up in the bullpen.
Zach Jenkins running at first base.
Well, Jenkins for Smith, and now Conway struck out swinging his first time.
Second baseman, Ty Conway.
What would appear to be a bunt situation. Bruno's cheating way in at third. Curtis likes to crash their second baseman. Don't do that here, but the bunt is down, and it's a beauty. Bare hand throw to first for the out. Nice bunt by Conway. And well, you love seeing that, Frank. You don't see enough of it, do you?
No, you don't. That was an excellent bunt, and also very impressive the way Curtis handled that. The pitcher getting over there to cover third. No hesitation.
Yeah, you understand how to play the game. That's right. And that's important because otherwise that runner can just keep on going. Here's Jonathan Carter. Carter reached on an error his first time. And then look at the first baseman here. Washington is way in. Got the call at the knees. It's 0-1. Up the middle, trouble. That's a base hit. Rounding third, Jenkins. He's going to try, and now he goes back to third. On the throw through, good base running by Chad Thaddeus Carter. He did not hesitate, and he gets himself into scoring position.
Late stop sign, and perhaps the right move there to put up the stop sign. Now you got 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out.
Just an underrated base running play, Jude. That's a beautiful read. Carter didn't hesitate. He saw that throw, and he absolutely never broke stride to get to second base.
And that's just understanding the situation. He knows the throw's likely to come through, keeping his eye on it and giving himself a chance to move up 90 feet. You avoid the force. You got 2 in scoring position with just 1 out. Excellent job.
Kleber lined to that double play to short his first time. Infield's in. And that is down the middle for a strike. It's 0-1.
Frank, this is one of those situations that I'm sure you go through as a coach. Here it is, a tie game in the 4th inning with 2nd and 3rd. Bringing the infield in right now with the potential a base hit could score 2.
Yeah, and the way I look at it, guys, is who we're facing on the mound. Are we going to score a couple of runs, or are we going to struggle to get 1 run? That's how I determine how we're going to play our defense in the 4th inning. You know, I always say that the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning, you know, that's when you really play the game of baseball, and things have to happen for you. Kind of feeling each other out early on, you know, but
dropped a slow breaker in there, 1 and 2.
5th, 6th, and 7th will dictate the game to you.
Davis in real need of a strikeout here. Kleber wants to put it in play with that infield drawn in. 2nd and 3rd, 1-2 pitch, and down. Catcher got a piece of it. Keeps the runners at their respective bases, and it's 2-2.
You'll see a lot of guys in this situation. The pitcher here, he's throwing from the stretch. Okay, a lot of guys would like to wind up, and that creates an opportunity with the infield in to double squeeze if you like to do that, because the shortstop or second baseman don't see you get extended lead. But he's throwing from the stretch and doing a good job.
Slow breaking ball's high, so now he's running full 3-2. Now there is a base open. He doesn't have to box one here. Interesting decision. Bullpen busy for the Patriots. 3-2 the count. Payoff. Driven to left field hard. Left fielder back, won't get it. 1 run is home. 2 runs are going to score. Kleber to second. 2-run double. Cypress Physical Therapy has a 2-run lead once again. Well, you play shallow and you get burned.
Yes. Yep. Again, it's a big park. That ball's going to roll a ways, and it did.
Kleber with a big hit.
Fielder.
And just like that, the 2-run lead restored for the Bulldogs. And now Ethan Detillier, who struck out swinging his first time. Got the call over the inside edge. Span came close to that one, Judy. We had a good jump on the ball, just a little bit too shallow.
Yeah, it carried a little bit further than he expected. Again, the ball carrying in the air today.
Swinging bunt, tough chance. Davis here. Fields throws, good play for the out. So gets his out. 2nd of the inning, but Kleber goes to 3rd. Now you turn the lineup over, and he's got to deal with Brock Luke, who's ripped a single and ripped a double. Rip, rip. Hooray.
When we talk about the Bulldogs having the top seed, it's been the back half of the lineup making this rally happen, the response. Again, the momentum's shifting right back your way because of great execution and a big swing by Kleber.
Missing away for a ball.
Well, Smith started all of this with that leadoff walk, and if his night is indeed done, now he's just put himself back in position to perhaps win the game.
Driven up the middle, a base hit. Brock Luke is 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and the Bulldogs extend the lead to 5-2. Have an evening, Brock Luke. Pretty impressive, huh? I mean, Marshall gets the publicity, and understandably so. Of course, Brock was on base 3 times in the victory over K's for Kids with 2 walks and a base hit and a run scored. last night. That's what you want from a leadoff hitter, and a leadoff hitter stealing second, and he's doing so successfully. And Luke showing us a little bit of everything in his game here. And it's impressive.
This might be a good time to let folks know that we'll have a presentation after the game that includes a Most Outstanding Player award. Just throwing that out there.
Hint, hint. Yeah, sure. I got you. That is down for a ball. One and one. Slow breaking ball, 2-1. So 3 hits in the inning, just like in the first inning when they had the 2-run frame. Now they've got a 3-run inning and still batting with Kai Brown. Boxed it in the dirt, 3-1. And got that one over. It's 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that'll be a walk. Runner for third. Throw down, and Luke is out at third. Boy, that was a close play. They're called out, and the inning's over. So it turns into a walk, but a caught stealing on a 2-5 putout to end the inning. But it was a big inning for the Bulldogs, who take the lead scoring 3 runs, do it on 3 hits with no errors. And strand a runner, they've left 3, we've played 4, and it's 5-2 Bulldogs on top of the Patriots. Dude, that was a definitive answer by the Bulldogs.
And no question about it. I mean, this is a confident team that's been winning all summer long, and they weren't fazed by an inning turning against them with 2 outs. They just came right back, and again, the bottom half of the lineup doing an outstanding job and giving a player who's had such a great summer and Brock Luke a chance to add on after that. Awfully impressive, and you see that this Bulldogs team does a lot of the little things right, and they can really swing the bats on top of that.
So now the mettle of the Patriots to be tested, down 3 with 9 outs to play with as we head to inning number 5. Quinn Smith is still out there.
Yeah, surprised at that perhaps, but especially with the action continuing in the bullpen. But
well, I think it speaks volumes, Frank, about you get to this stage. Look, this league's about development, but it's about winning too. And you can chase this. You can see the finish line, and you're going to stick with the guy that's done the job for you right now.
Yes, he's throwing the ball. Excuse me, throwing the ball very well, and guess what? Coach is going to ride him. He hadn't probably hadn't pitched in a while, and he's got a couple of innings left in him. So they're going to use him.
At least from your team-based summer play, you got nothing to save them for, right? There's nothing left. You don't know where some of these young men are going to end up playing some additional baseball between now and the start of the school year, but still, from this perspective, from the high school perspective, this is it, your last game of the summer.
Well, yes, and a lot of these guys, a lot of these coaches know where their guys are playing at in the summer, if they're pitching, 3 innings tomorrow or 5 innings on Saturday. So they kind of monitor that, and this young man's probably said, hey, give me the ball, I'll skip a week.
One Washington struck out swinging in the 3rd. Quinn Smith back to work. Down and out. And now 2 balls and no strikes. Bullpen has been busy for Cypress physical therapy. Right down the middle, 2-1. Sun starting to recede a little bit here with a slight cloud cover. Cools things down slightly. 2-2 now. Smith probably likes that. He's had to work a lot here. 5 innings now that he's worked in this ball game. As he brings the 2-2 towards second base. Looked into the glove by Conway, who throws him out. And the Southeastern commit, Connor Mayhew, will bat. Grounded to third his first time. As Connor Mishu heads to the plate.
Designated hitter, Connor Mishu.
Left-handed hitter. Right about now, you start counting outs. When you get to the 5th inning of a 7-inning game, you start counting outs. That number would be 8 for the Bulldogs. Chased a high one, 0-1. It's not just looking at the clicker in terms of pitch count. It's looking at the number of outs you have to obtain and how you're going to get those outs and who's going to get them. Plans are in place prior to the game. 0-1. Up the middle, pitcher didn't get it. Shortstop, nice pick on the move. Good play by Ty Brown. He's had a good game, Jude.
He's been fantastic. He's had balls that he's had to come in on and deal with the hops. One earlier off the backside of the mound. That one after the pitcher decided to let it go. He kept his concentration, and he's made good throws to first to finish off the plays.
4th play is made in the ballgame successfully. Nate Alario bats. He's grounded out, struck out. So important to put that 0 up after your team just got you the lead. Sits high. How far can he go? The question here with regard to Quinn Smith. He's done just an outstanding job. 1-0. Toward third again. Picked by Libert. Throw across. This one's right there. 3 ground balls. Quick inning. Nothing across. Let's take a stretch from John Ryan, where Cypress Physical Therapy has a 5-2 lead over River Ridge. And Frank, I want to get just a plug for you about conceiving this league and helping put everything together and contacting us, and mention all the teams that were part of the league this year. Cypress Physical Therapy, based at Lutcher. Malcolm Dinas, based at Archbishop Rummel. River Ridge Patriots, based at John Curtis Christian. Peck Seafood, based at North Shore. Keys for Kids, based at Brother Martin. Ponstein's Food Store, based at Holy Cross. Cretan Townsend Homes, based at St. Charles Catholic. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, based at Mandeville. Gulf Coast Bank, based at Chalmette. Retief Oil at Jesuit. Also, Refuel, based at Archbishop Shaw. Chapter 4 Restaurant, based at St. Augustine. Terry's Oysters, based at Belle Chase. And then the respective schools with our sponsors: Lakeshore, St. Thomas Aquinas, Pope John Paul. Big shout out to all that participated this year, Frank.
Yes. And again, this was a great league for us, Ken. Thanks to you guys for helping along the way with this and sponsoring this for us. And again, every coach I talk to, and they really enjoy it. You know, we get to do the things we want to do in the league, and it's been great. We're looking at getting more teams for next year. And also, too, which was a beautiful thing for a lot of the schools, that we played our Metro team, our JV summer team, and our varsity summer team. Sometimes it'd be a triple header at somebody's ballpark, and we got to see all our young men play, you know, and that was pretty awesome also.
Well, Jude, you and Lenny, all of us growing up, it was all about schools. All about the schools all year long. Of course, once the school year was over, there was Metro and there was Legion, and now that just isn't the case. Love American Legion, but there's only 8 teams in the entire state now, as Lenny Van Gilder wrote about it, CrescentCitySports.com, and nothing but the best of success to Retief Oil playing in that tournament this weekend. But that's gone. This league kind of takes you back to the Metro League days, where schools had a chance to enjoy their players being with them and a chance to evaluate them and develop them.
Right. When you and I were coming up, Metro was all of the players who had eligibility remaining coming back. Bunch of changes here for Curtis as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
The batter for Cypress,
That's now Juan Washington moving to the mound. The pitcher, Davis, moved to third base, and Bruno moved across the diamond from third to first. So basically, they just shuffled those 3 guys around.
Washington on the mound and quickly finds himself behind. 2-0. 1 inning for Davis. Allowed the 3 runs on the 3 hits. Slowly hit. First baseman went to get it. That's not going to work. Well, once he committed, Frank, there's no chance to make that play. That's got to be the second baseman's
yes,
ball.
you got to communicate there and call ball, and pitcher's got to get over, and that could have been a better play for the Patriots, and works in the favor of the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, it's a leadoff single. We'll get a runner at first base.
Yes, communication is so important. You have to talk. You have to.
So we get a runner at first base, and that is Dalton St. Pierre. Dalton St. Pierre runs at first. So St. Pierre running for Hastings.
The batter is first baseman Colin Rock.
Colin Rock has flied to right and struck out. 1-0 count. Again, they've had the leadoff man on consistently in this game. In fact, in every inning. It's tough to pitch that way, Drew, when you have the leadoff man on base every inning.
Oh, it puts pressure on you right away. It's been a difference in this game because from the very start, Lutcher has put pressure on Curtis pitching and had a couple big innings as a result.
St. Pierre, the runner at first. Way high. Juan Washington. Get some numbers and tell you about what Juan's done on the season.
2-0, 263 ERA, 8 innings of work, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, walk 7, fanned 11.
Delivers a fast strike to make it 2-1.
Now wait, now 17. Now here's the thing: 17's down there, and they said something about him coming out. That's 12 on the mound.
That's 12.
It was Colston Martinez. I'm
to third,
confused. Yeah,
and not handled.
But the umpire specifically pointed to the mound and said 17,
Right. Well,
which
it's
is
not
why
17.
which is what's confusing there.
So you're talking about
If that's
Colston
Martinez,
Martinez.
is great numbers as well. 1-1, a 124 ERA, 5 2/3 innings. He has allowed 6 runs, but only 1 was earned.
shaking up on the play. You don't want to see that.
Shoulder.
And that's Davis.
Yeah, it's Davis. It was an error. Tough chance, but it was an error. And now he's come up a bit lame. And now a chance for Cypress Physical Therapy to break this game open. 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, I think Davis is going to leave the game.
Hate to see that.
Looks like Aiden Austin is going to first base.
Bruno's going to go back to third.
Yep.
So Austin will go to first. Bruno to third. With the injury to Davis, it is Martinez pitching, by the way. So Colston Martinez, the pitcher.
So perhaps what the umpire was saying is he was going in the spot. Martinez is going into Washington's spot. That might have been what he was trying to tell us up here.
Might have been. But what we can tell you is that Quinn Smith's batting, and he singled and walked and scored. And it's first and second, nobody out. So is he swinging or bunting here? Interesting decision. Up 3 in the 5th inning. He is bunting, and he bunts it beautifully in front of the plate. Catcher wheels and deals and got his man, but another very good bunt. That's what you want to do, Jude. Just deaden the ball, receive the ball to the bat. Deadened it perfectly.
It's a lost art that shouldn't be. It does take practice and the idea to catch the ball with the bat, deaden it. And we've seen a couple of really good sacrifice bunts in this ball game. Simply doing just that. Not trying to do too much with
Second
it.
baseman
Ty Conway can strike a blow here.
Yeah, second and third, 1 out. Now you got to bring the infield in all the way around here. It's now or never.
Good swing, fouled it back. Conway's driven in 4 on the season.
In fact, it was Conway who laid down an excellent sac bunt back in the 4th.
Missing away, it's 1-1. Way high and tight, so 2-1. Patriots have to cut off any further run scoring here. Jeff Curtis knows it. Ryan Jensen feels it. So big hitter in the scheme of things here with Conway. Martinez with the 2-1 pitch. Toward the mound, runner looked back to third perfectly. Good play by Martinez to get the out. Kept his cool, steered the runner back, made the play. That's a big out, 2 gone, and now Shadow Thaddeus Carter has reached on an error, and he singled and scored.
Left fielder, Shadow Thaddeus Carter.
A little bit high, 1-0. Straight up defensively. Infield and outfield. Infield back to normal depth with 2 outs. Steps out. Carter with the old style look. Love it. Showing the stockings. Tight one. 2 balls, no strikes. And the 2-0. It's low with 3-0. Now, home plate umpire to have a conversation with Ryan Jensen about one of his base runners, the runner at second.
It's Rock. I'm not sure
Rock
what's
comes
going
running
on.
in. Home plate umpire addressing him about something. Not sure what it is, honestly.
Might be trying to relay the pitches into the hitter if he sees what the catcher's throwing down there. I don't know.
You know, that's an interesting point. About what it could be, don't know, but all things considered, probably a reasonable thought. Count is 3-0 now. Frankly, wasn't paying attention to him. See any hand signals, if there was anything of that sort. Ball 4.
But I don't think that's the umpire's place to warn the base runner if they're tipping pitches. It happens all the time.
You have seen a little bit of that, haven't you?
Yep.
Bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Third baseman,
Claybear's doubled, lined out. Double drove in 2. Back in the 4th. Toward the pitcher, has it. Underhands to first for the out. Getting out of the jam, which Curtis needed to. No runs in the inning on a hit with an error and stranding 3 big ones. 6 left in the game by Cypress Physical Therapy. We played 5, and it is still a 5-2 ball game. Well, Jew, we harken back to that when we opened this ballpark. Back in 2012, we were here to do the game with Holy Cross. Just a festive occasion, great night here. This packed house, 2 great rivals. And then in that same season, we had that game for the ages of 18 innings and 6 hours plus with Jesuit and Rummel.
Well, here's an interesting bit. That was the
Amazing.
3rd game that we did. The second game that we did was the next night, was part of Jesuit's tournament against Shaw, and recently moving to the big leagues, J.P. France was the Shaw starting pitcher that night.
Yep.
Jude, there's your cue to start talking about the Astros. But he's been outstanding. 10 starts. What is ERA in the low 3s? He's had 6 consecutive quality starts. And you know, when JP got the call up, I immediately called Kirk Bollinger, who was his coach's senior year at Shaw. And you look at, and their careers were a lot alike, okay? You know, Kirk was a guy who, you know, was pitched a lot in college. He was stuck through a long time in college. Wasn't a bonus baby that was signed early or whatever. And then really had to battle their way through the minor leagues before they finally got a chance. And, you know, kudos to guys like that who stick it out, and then when they finally get the chance, they deliver.
Only getting a chance to be a starter because the Astros had 3 starter injuries to what was a strong rotation, but he was ready when the call came from AAA after all that development in the minors.
Breaker misses low to Dagan Bruno. He's batted twice and grounded out to short twice. Getting late for the Patriots in the sixth, trailing 5-2. That's a line drive base hit right field. So Bruno.
I'll tell you what, if that's anybody else running but Bruno, you might have seen a throw to first base right there. But there was no chance you were going to throw out a guy who runs as well as Bruno.
So a good start here for the Patriots. Bruno is aboard with just the second hit for the Patriots in the game against Quinn Smith, who's worked into the sixth inning. Tyler Mitchell will bat. He's popped out, walked and scored. Patriots only had runners in the fourth inning prior to this base hit. Toward the left side, this is a tough chance. Backhand play, long throw coming, no. Base hit. Tyler Mitchell with an infield hit. Here come the Patriots, 2 on and nobody out. And now Brad Chasson with a chance. Chasson is grounded out. He's reached on an error and scored a run.
That'll be Kevin Hogan, the courtesy runner down at
Second baseman,
first base.
Brad Chasson.
Here's Chasson. 2 on, nobody out. Big chance here for River Ridge. Breaking ball, good pitch, strike called. It's 0-1. Bullpen busy for the Patriots once again. Silent for the Bulldogs at the moment. Breaking ball down the third baseline, fair. Hit the bag, into the corner. Run is home. Second runner for third on a double by Brad Chasson. And it is a 5-3 ball game. Jeff Curtis excited. Frank, I know you're not surprised by this Patriots team. They always fight.
No, this is what they do right here. They're going to fight you to that last pitch, that last out. And, it's not surprising. Looks like they're going to make a pitching change.
I mean,
here.
Smith went as far as he could. He deserves a real amount of credit here.
And as I looked at Dagan Bruno at second base, he was relaying a sign to the hitter, outside breaking ball, and the guy fastball guy wound up pulling it down the line. So it's going to be a nice one here.
Chasson with the RBI double. 5-3 game, and now the tying run is at second base with nobody out, as the Bulldogs have to try to stem the tide, and they'll do it with Kai Brown.
Yeah, he comes in from shortstop. He's done this before. His 5th appearance, all in relief this year. No record, no saves, but no ERA as well. 5 innings of work, 1 hit, 1 run, unearned.
Well, he got
run, struck out 4.
He got the save last night. He came in and pitched the final inning and got the save, recording 2 strikeouts and set all 3 hitters he faced in order in a 1-run game.
All right,
so he got the save last night.
All his warm-ups are coming from the wind-up,
which is interesting.
Yeah, well, he's coming in with runners at second and third, so it's fine if he wants to do that. I'm sure he'll throw a couple out of the stretch here. That's interesting here. You got to, look, it's. Baseball's changed in this degree. Like, if this guy's if you want to close with him, bringing him in to try to get a 6-out save the night after pitching an inning, it might be a situation where here you are facing 5, 6, 7 in the lineup at the tying run at second base. You got to stem the tide right here, and then maybe you bring in somebody else to pitch the 7th. I don't know.
So Kai Brown on the pitch. So Brown to pitch in a tough spot with Dylan Gilbert, who struck out and walked.
Correction, number 3, Kai Brown.
I believe they just shuffled the lineup around. I believe Smith went to center field.
Actually, he's in right field, Lenny, and Detilier's moved to shortstop.
Okay.
From the full windup, runners will get a big jump. Here's the pitch. Up and in, ball 1 to Gilbert. Up there in a big spot here.
Right fielder, Dylan Gilbert.
One 1-0 pitch, and that is ball 2, 2-0. Gilbert gets a favorable count here. Fastball missing away. It is 3-0. There is a base open. He puts him on, then the go-ahead runs on base with nobody out. So 3 balls and no strikes. Gilbert will be taking a pitch here. Ball 4. So bases loaded, nobody out. 4 straight have reached. And now Isaiah Spann, who has a 2-run single already, which happened in the 4th inning, will come to the plate.
Left fielder, Isaiah Spann.
Last night was 0 for 2. Reached on an error hit by a pitch against Malcolm Dinas. Big 2-run single in this one. A chance to do big damage here. Swing and a miss, 0-1. So after the 4-pitch walk, gets a swing out of the hitter, 0-1. Always found that interesting. Down and out, 1-1.
Frank, what's your thought on that? A lot of times you think you may get a great first pitch after a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, but I better have a great hitter at the plate.
Well,
I'm with you.
And this guy's your RBI leader, so
yeah.
you want him. I mean, he could drive in a run with a walk, but he can drive in a lot more swinging the bat.
Yes.
1-1. Chase that one down and out. Good pitch, 1-2. So now Brown dictates in a big spot, looking for the strikeout. Jeff Curtis telling him, settle down. It's okay. A ball and 2 strikes. Another on the way. That's up, and it's 2-2. This becomes the money pitch here. You don't want to go full with the bases loaded. Rosin bag being utilized by Brown. And the 2-2.
Oh.
Struck him out looking. Had to wait again for the single. And I mean, it's frustrating for us. I wish I could tell you a little sooner, but have to wait. 1 out. So 1 gone. Jeff Curtis wants to talk to Xavier Brown. He's going to be up there after being 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
What's going on right now is Coach Curtis is chewing on the umpire, but
Sure
making out he's talking to his hitter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Key call there. And got to out.
Nuances of the game.
Here's Brown.
You can't directly argue balls and strikes.
Frank, I remember Mike Knight at Nichols doing something like that, except it was so loud that you could hear it in the top of the stands.
Towards short. Detillier, second, and he's safe. And a run scores, and it's a 5-4 game. Well, you move your shortstop to pitcher. Ball gets hit there, Jude, and not a clean play and a good base running job by the runner coming from first base, Gilbert. He beat the rap.
Detillier fielded it well, but he didn't seem to feel comfortable as far as making the transition and the throw, and that little bit of delay was all it was take.
Stayed back on it, too.
And that's a fielder's choice and an RBI. And it's 5-4, bases loaded, and the pitch is a strike called.
Yeah, to finish the Mike Knight story, Frank, he told his hitter, you swing at everything because the umpire has no idea what the strike zone is, and he got thrown
Martinez in a big spot, who came into the game earlier. So Martinez up there in a 1-1 count with the bases loaded. He 1 out, game on the line here at 5-4. Remember, Martinez entered the game as a pitcher, and now he's batting in a key spot.
7 at-bats on the year, 143.
Takes it, and it is a strike, and it is now 1-1.
Does have an RBI to his credit.
Ball and a strike. Runners lead every base. 5-4 game. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at second with only 1 out. Patriots battling back twice from deficits. Down 2-0. Tied it at 2. Down 5-2. They're back within 5-4 and threatening. Martinez steps out again. And now Jeff Curtis wants to talk to his hitter as the catcher goes to talk to his pitcher. So the chess game taking place here. Pawns, rooks, knights, queens, kings, but no Patriots or Bulldogs on that board. Took it just down. 2-2. Biggest at bat of the game. On 2-2. Here it is. It's low, and now it is full. 3-2. So game on the line right here. This pitch goes a long way toward deciding the outcome of this one. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out in a 1-run game here in the 6th. 3 balls, 2 strikes, stretch, payoff, and he delivered a strike down the middle to strike him out. Quality pitch. No doubt about that, and that's out number 2 and a huge strikeout recorded by Brown. Biggest of the game, and now Connor Michoud is grounded to short, grounded to third. Bats of the bases loaded, 2 outs. Michoud down the first base side, 0-1. Got in under the hands there. Contact hitter. Can he find a hole? Or can Brown extricate himself from this major jam? Cranks it foul down the first base side. Now it's 0-2. And a swing and a line drive to center. Center fielder can't get it, a base hit. Can't handle it. 1 run home. 2 runs home. The Patriots have come all the way back to take a 6-5 lead. Oh, and that was an 0-2 pitch. And I mentioned he's a contact hitter, Jude, and he just shortened up and drilled that ball into center.
And he had good swings in the at-bat, and because he's such a good contact hitter, knowing that more than likely he was getting a fastball, he was ready for it and did what you want to do. Just hit it sharply right where it's pitched, right back up the middle in that case. Didn't get to the center fielder, Luke, in time. And all of a sudden, the Patriots with the lead. What a rally.
Nate Hilario grounded out twice, struck out, and he takes 1 for a strike. It's 0-1. 9th batter to hit in the inning. Again, on an 0-2 pitch.
That's just hanging in there. You mentioned 3 strikeouts all year.
And 0-2.
In 25 at-bats.
One and 2. Runner breaks for third.
Wow.
Wow, what an alert play. To third base, Xavier Brown, and now a lot of ways you can score from there. 1-2 the count. Give him a stolen base.
It's a ball.
Looking to third, throws, he is. Oh, they call him out at third. Another close call. Jeff Curtis again disputes that, but he's gone at third. So the inning does come to an end, but an inning for the Patriots, who take the lead as they score 4 runs in the frame. They do it on 4 hits with no errors and stranded runner. They've left 3. Bottom of the 6th is coming. And it is now a 6-5 lead for the River Ridge Patriots. What else would we expect, right?
Of course.
And they topped last year's game. Rhetorical question. Answer is, this isn't Jeopardy.
We'll find out.
Oh, thank you. I needed an answer.
Stay with us.
What's on your mind?
Now Martinez back to the mound as his sights set on a win.
Yep. Couldn't help himself at the plate, but Mishu behind him delivered the big hit. So I think what you're going to see now, here's the thing, going to the bottom of the sixth here. It's going to be interesting to see now how these teams manage their pitching. I think it's got to be all hands and all arms on deck.
Yep, I'm thinking this stage of the game, you're absolutely right, Lenny. Get them out there and try to finish this thing off.
All right, Jude, what do you have, man?
Eli Roussel will lead off the inning here for the Bulldogs.
Eli Roussel.
Roussel hitting the Detillier spot. So here's Roussel. Trying to provide an answer. Takes a fastball strike. It's 0-1.
There's 3 hits on the year, Ken, but he's driven in 6. Check that, 4 hits on the year. 4 for 14.
Chase that one 0-2. Martinez quickly ahead. Boy, he'd love to get on ahead of Luke. They've had a leadoff man on in all 5 innings to this point. And it is 1-2. Towards second. Chasson to first. Easy chance. 1 out. Brock Luke will bat with the bases empty. He's 3 for 3 with 2 singles, a double, a stolen base, and 2 RBI. 4 hits in the playoffs.
You go back to that bottom of the 5th.
Brock Luke.
And Martinez hit 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and pitched his way out of it. Didn't think it down by 3. You probably didn't think a whole lot of it at that point. And then you look at what happened at the top of the 6th, and it's an enormous moment in this game now, potentially.
Swung at the first pitch, fouled it. Parking lot alert. It's 0-1. Sun setting in the west. Got that over for a strike. Good breaking ball, 0-2.
Let's say if it wasn't, we'd have breaking news.
Down a ball, 1-2.
This day and age of argumentative television, somebody would probably try to go on and argue that the sun actually sets in the east now. So it's...
I haven't seen that. Or heard it. Toward right, hit hard, but the right fielder coming on to sit down for the catch. Luke hit the ball on a screws again, but lines out to right. Good play for out number 2. And now the Patriots suddenly are 4 outs from a win, and here is Kai Brown. He's tripled and walked, scored a run.
Shortstop, Kai Brown.
Here's Brown. Connor Mishu last night was singled, walked, scored, stole 2 bases. And he's the hero of the moment in this one, looking ahead toward the potential MVP.
Mishu with 2 RBIs, Span with 2 RBIs. Mitchell, Chasson scored a couple of runs.
Well, it's all about Mishu. It's all about Mishu right now.
I would think so, certainly. That was a huge hit in this game, especially in the spot.
2-run single with 0-2
2 strikes, yep.
Brown waits for the 0-1. 1-1. 1-run lead for the Patriots here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right field slicing down the line. Long run. Getting there. Gilbert makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning from Martinez. Let's go to the 7th. Scheduled for 7. And it's a 6-5 lead for River Ridge. Well, Jude, they've come back twice. Trail 2-0. the bullpen where he's had action for an inning now. So we might see someone else here.
Try to close it.
We shall see. That was actually Martinez who was throwing down in the bullpen.
Went
He
back
just
down.
went down to stay loose. So an indication he might very well have a chance to close this one. Here's Alario. 0 for 3. Taking it inside, ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. And it's 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Another on the way. Toward right, hanging up, back to get it, and putting it away. One gone. Alario retired for Dagan Bruno. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored.
Number 9, Dagan Bruno.
Here's Bruno. Down and out, ball 1. Missing away, it's 2-0.
So I guess once this game is over, Bruno goes back to the football playbook.
I guess.
We'd be remiss in not mentioning the fact that we head into the fall. Next thing we'll have on our air will be high school football. And of course the big story in New Orleans, if not Louisiana, if not nationally in terms of high school football, will be JT Curtis's chase of the national record for wins. 6 to tie, 7 to break.
Strike call, 3-1. He was at the game last night. Have not seen him tonight. I think he just wanted to go see his team play Cazo. That's all. So 3-1 the count. So Bruno's aboard with a 1-out walk. Good speed aboard, and Mitchell will bat. He had a base hit back in the 6th. He's walked as well. He scored twice, 1 for 2. Patriots trying to build on a 1-run lead here.
6, Tyler Mitchell.
Here's Mitchell. Missing away, 1-0. Smith went 5. Brown working into his 2nd inning for the Bulldogs. Snap throw to first. Checking on Bruno. And they love to run, in particular when they have the lead, but they'll run at any time.
Saw how aggressive they were late in the 6th inning there after they took the lead.
Strike called, 1-1. Ball and a strike. Ball and a strike. Strike call, 1-2. One and two the count. Chased it down and out. Tagged out. 2 gone. Well, that's what you can do when you get ahead, Frank. You try to get the hitter to expand.
Yes, and that's exactly what happened, and that was a good pitch. Let's see what happens here.
Number 13.
Chasson had a big double and drove in a run in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. He's also reached on an error. He scored twice in the game. Keeping the runner close to first. Bluffed, it didn't go. Chasson looking to do some more damage here. Hit that double just over the head earlier, left fielder. Straight back with this foul ball. One and one. I love watching it. Everybody's got their chase people. Little one for John Curtis running out there to go get it. 1-1 the count. And now 1-2. I think about the days of calling a lot of baseball games. Zephyr Field, I think my children only got 1 ball all those years. But when I was at University of New Orleans, Travis and his friend got about 15 in one game. You know what I mean? So, the odds were a little better.
Ratio of foul balls to kids in stands.
Yes. They didn't watch the game. They just went and chased every foul ball down and out. And it's 2-2.
A little less ground to cover.
Yeah, it was
on the lakefront.
And Randy Bush was the coach. And Randy's like, I don't mind him keeping a few of those. If you got a couple you can give back, that would be nice. No problem, Coach. Straight up. Not a play. Holding 2-2. Hello.
Did you flinch?
Cat on a hot tin roof.
Skeeter Thayard saw a foul ball as an opportunity, I guess. You talk to the guys who played for him back in the day. I don't think they ever hit a white baseball in their career.
2-2. Missing down and away, 3-2. Great coach, quite a character. Coached a lot of really good players. Name memorialized at Kirsch-Rooney Stadium. One of the names on the wall there, the outfield. See if they start the runner. Of course they will with 2 outs and swing and a miss. Brown takes care of business. No runs, no hits. 1 man left. 4 left for the Patriots. Here we go. Bottom of the 7th. And it is River Ridge 6, Cypress Physical Therapy 5 with the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League Championship on the line. And if we get to 1 or 2 outs, I'll let you guys get excused. Might want to get that microphone over there. It's 3, 4, and 5. The right guys up for the Bulldogs. Hastings, Rock, and Smith here in the 7th. It's Martinez back to the mound. Trying to get the win in relief. Third pitcher for the Patriots.
I didn't realize a Mets game broke out here, so.
You know a little bit about this, don't you?
I've heard this once or twice. Our friend Mr. Swoboda would be happy about now, I think. So,
Rocky. So Martinez has tough work to do here with the 3, 4, 5 hitters. 2 up. Hastings, Rock, and Smith. And
remember last year
conversation at the mound here.
Yeah, we had a walk-off last year in the title game. Let's see how this plays out.
Leadoff man has been on, as we mentioned, First 5 innings of the game. Last inning was the first inning they did not get the leadoff man on, and they went down in order. Here's Hastings. Hero last night. He has singled in 3 trips and driven home a run in this one. And he come up with another big blow here. Took a fast one, and that is a strike call. No planes, but we do get a helicopter. 0-1. Swung on and missed. Off speed, it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Missing away, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Steps off. Back on. First base side of the rubber. 1-2. Missing down and in.
Did it get him?
Did it get
nope,
him?
They put him back in the box. They didn't hit him.
The umpire's going to say did not hit him. Ryan Jensen's going to argue this. Batter is looking as though he's sure he got hit. And now the home plate umpire's going to ask Feldman, how can the first base umpire see this? It's a left-handed hitter. There's no way he can see that.
Yeah.
There's no chance he can help him there, Frank.
Hey, there's no way. He needs to stay right there in the box. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's no chance. And look, whether it was the right or wrong call, there's no way you can overrule that.
Right.
The hitter's reaction would suggest that he was hit.
It's a smart heads-up baseball player right there, trying to get on base and start something here in the 7th.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And now 3-2. So this becomes a big pitch from Martinez to Hastings. From the belt, payoff pitch, and he delivered. Ball 4, just low. Close pitch. And the leadoff man is on. The tying run with nobody out. And the 6th time they've had the leadoff man on in 7 innings. And now a conversation at the mound. And Colin Rock will bat. He's the cleanup hitter and a good hitter. But you have to consider the bunt here. I mean,
and
don't know how good a bunter he is.
Right. This is an interesting decision right here in that Ryan Jensen's used a courtesy runner all night long for his catcher, who's been on base a couple, well, that's all night, he's been on base twice. Not doing it here.
And Jeff Curtis will go to the mound. It'll be interesting to see if he baits the umpire out there on this one, Frank, after that call. All right,
I don't think they're getting close to him.
Here comes our first train of the night. I knew if we stayed long enough, we'd get one. That's the old Amtrak special. Passing by.
The 807 headed towards Araby, I guess.
Araby, man. Lamar country, man. Long conversation is done.
Number 15, Colin Rock.
Here's Rock. Not expecting a bunt. Third baseman cheats in a little bit. He's not bunting, and he took a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, I don't think you take the bat out of your cleanup hitter's hands right now. I understand the idea of getting the tying run in scoring position, but I think you want this young man swinging the bat.
0-1. Missing away. It's 1-1. So a ball and a strike. And that's down and out. So it's 2-1. Is there magic in this Bulldog lineup in the 7th? Tying run is on, nobody out. Favorable 2-1 count to a good hitter in Rock. Came in at .438 on the year. Toward the left side, that's a base hit. Checking in at second is Hastings. 2 on, nobody out. And now do you bunt, Frank?
Yep.
Smith came up first and second, nobody out last time against this same pitcher, and he bunted.
Yes, he did, successfully.
Make the third baseman fielder.
Number 19, Quinn Smith.
Here's Smith. Game on the line here. Bunts in front of the plate. Catcher has it, and he's got to go to first, and Just got the out. Thought seriously about third, but then decided not to. Sacrifice works, and it's second and third, one out, and the tie runs at third. The winning runs at second, and Ty Conway will bat. Conway has struck out, sacrificed with a bunt, and then grounded to the pitcher. And the infield is coming in at first, second, and third. Shortstop starts to move in now. Well, he's kind of halfway. Jeff Curtis is directing traffic. Now he's backing him up a little bit. Going to come in at the corners for sure. The pitch. Foul back. He got a fastball up in the zone. It's 0-1. Conway 0 for 2 with the sacrifice bunt. It's driven in 4 runs on the summer. Game on the line here. Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. The 0-1. In the air on the infield. The shortstop coasting under it. There to make the catch. 2 outs. And we'll send you guys down. So 2 gone. And now it comes down to Chandler Thaddeus Carter.
Number 2.
A single walk reached on an error. Here's Carter to the plate. Second and third, 2 outs. From the right side, Carter steps out. From the stretch to the plate. That is high for ball 1. Awards ceremony to follow this with 1-0 the count. And the 1-0. That is low, and it is 2-0. On Carter. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-0 pitch on the way, and a swing and a ground ball is short. Fielded, set, throw, low, save, run scores, winning run for the plate, save! And Cypress Physical Therapy wins it on a walk-off error by the score of 7-6 here this evening. Unbelievable. Carter put it in play. Throw was low. First baseman couldn't dig it out. Both runners scoring. Hastings and Rock, and the Lutcher-based Cypress Physical Therapy Bulldogs win it by the score of 7-6 in an absolute thriller. Frank, what a way to end it, right?
Absolutely. It was a great ball game. The last 2 years, Kenny, were outstanding, and this came down to the end. And it was tough for the Patriots, but congratulations to the Bulldogs.
Boy, it's a tough way to end it for sure. Throw was low. Chance to dig it out, but a tough chance. I mean, it's you don't want to cast aspersions. You don't want to pass fall. Look, these are high school kids playing hard, trying to do the best they can.
And what happened, I think, Kenny, with 2 outs, Coach Jensen just sent the guy with 2 outs from second because he done tied it up and was looking for the winning run and got it.
Surely did. Boy, the second straight year that the Patriots have fallen a run short.
Yep.
In a championship game. That's smart. They came to win, but what a job by the Bulldogs to come back and win it.
Absolutely.
Let's check in with Lenny Van Gilder on the field.
We have a walk-off winner. Our thanks to everyone who's here tonight, both of these teams. We started a season with 17 teams, 4 reached the playoffs. We can only have 1 champion. Before we get to our awards tonight, I want to extend some thank yous. Begins with Frank Hazzo, who helped put this league together a couple of years ago, the head coach at Archbishop Rummel. Our thanks to everyone at Jesuit who hosted us tonight, Kenny Goodland, Dave Morrow, their entire staff who helped us put this on. We had to move our semifinals on literally 2 hours notice last night from the East Bank to the West Bank. Archbishop Shaw was a gracious host on literally no time. Our thanks to Coach Foray for being so accommodating. All of the players, coaches, fans, team sponsors, umpires, everyone who played a part. We're thankful to all of you for being here throughout the last month. as we have completed now year 2 of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. Let's begin with our runner-up, and they were 1 out away from being a winner this evening. A tough loss, but they had a great season. Reached the finals for the 2nd year in a row. The River Ridge Patriots. Coach Jeff Curtis, Patriots.
That's an error on Van Gilder. His first error of the game.
MVP was a tough choice of this championship series, but Lutcher's Brock Luke was outstanding throughout these last 2 games. Big night again tonight, big night last night to help his team get here. Congratulations, our MVP from Cypress Physical Therapy, Brock Luke. We have one more piece of hardware to hand out. These 2 teams are used to playing for championships, and you saw it here tonight. It was a game that went back and forth all night long. It came down to the last pitch, but there can only be one champion. Interestingly, we have one new sponsor in the league this year, and they are the new champion. From Lutcher High School, Cypress Physical Therapy, the 2023 Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League champions. Coach Ryan Jensen and your team, please come forward. Coach Brock, if we can get you guys to come up here.
And Lenny Van Gilder will talk to Coach Jensen and Brock Luke here
for a second. This went back and forth all night long. Baseball at times cannot be for the faint of heart. And I think we saw that kind of game here tonight between 2 teams that were really, really good down the stretch. And we saw a lot of good baseball here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you expect from John Curtis. Just compete. That's what we've done all season long, all summer long. Got guys coming and going. It's just the next man up. The next guy gets an opportunity to play. I couldn't be proud of our guys. Even if we don't get the winning run right there, we accomplished everything we wanted to this summer. It's been as good as we could ask for.
One of the things that we've talked about in summer baseball here, especially over the last couple of years, we really see a lot of teams that, it's about development, but every time you step between the lines, you want to win, and you see that fight really in both of these teams here this evening, and for that matter, all 4 teams that were playing the last 2 nights.
That is our goal for the summer development, but we want to win, and not making it to softball last year really kind of hurt us, and we needed to reestablish ourselves as that winner, and that was a big time goal for our guys. Just keep competing, keep playing, and find a way to win. Because winning's contagious. You can win here, you can carry it over to the season, hopefully win there as well.
Brock, talk about your performance this summer, the last couple of nights, to help this team get to a championship.
It wasn't that long of a summer, but we all showed up and did what we had to do. It wasn't really me, it was mainly the team.
Talk about this team's attitude and wanting to win every time you step out there. And you guys, we're the #1 seed, and you upheld it here over the last 2 nights. Come away with a championship.
Yeah, we were missing a lot of guys too, and everybody stepped up and did what they had to do and came out on top.
This team got a lot of parts that can move in a lot of places, and that ability to be flexible, whether it's being the next man up to step in there or move to a different position, whatever the case may be, that's got to play a big part as well.
Oh, yes, sir.
Congratulations to everybody with Cypress Physical Therapy. And thanks to all of you for being here throughout this Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League season. Ken?
All right. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you, Jude. Thank you, guys. Great job. As the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League Championship Year 2 goes to Cypress Physical Therapy, the Lutcher Bulldogs team that wins it by the score of 7-6 here this evening. Let's take a look at the final numbers of the game. 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base for Cypress Physical Therapy. And for River Ridge, 6 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors, and 4 men left on base. The winning pitcher tonight is Kai Brown. He's 1-0. The losing pitcher was Colston Martinez, and he's 1-2. And the game took 2 hours and 12 minutes to play, and it was won by Cypress Physical Therapy by the score of 7-6 here this evening. So our champions for the first 2 seasons of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League, Jesuit-based Retifoil in year 1, and Lutcher-based Cypress Physical Therapy in year 2. We're so thankful to our friends here at Jesuit High School and Kenny Goodland and David Moreau, the entire staff that allowed us to be here and welcomed us with open arms. We're very grateful to our friends at Archbishop Shaw, with Chad Foray, Tom Aleph, and everyone associated with that program for hosting our semifinals on very short notice because of weather at Winterscheid Field as well. We thank Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln, Lamarck Automotive Group. We thank Gibbs Construction. We thank our friends at That's Amore Pizzeria. Thank our friends at Moe's Pizza. And we thank all the people that helped make this possible all season long. I want to thank Chip Merritt and Matt Merritt in particular for an outstanding job per usual and helping make this look good every step of the way. We're greatly appreciative, and this concludes our coverage for this school year, if it will, an extended school year coverage with the Prep Summer League. But I can assure you we'll be back within a month and a half with football on CrescentCitySports.com. So that is still to come. And, of course, as always, you can read this story on this game and all the great stories in sports at CrescentCitySports.com each and every day. We hope you will, and we know you will enjoy doing so. Once again, our final score here this evening, it was Cypress Physical Therapy 7, River Ridge 6. For Lenny Van Gilder, for Jude Young, for Frank Cazzo, for Chip Merritt and Matt Merritt. Ken Trahan saying thank you for joining us and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third, and we are heading home. So long.